Solving inequalities by adding or subtracting. Our objective is to solve one-step inequalities using addition and subtraction. Who uses this? You can use inequalities to determine how many more photos you can take on your phone. Let's look at a few examples. Using addition and subtraction to solve inequalities. So we're going to solve each inequality and graph the solutions. Now, when you're solving an inequality, you're doing the same thing as you would if it was an equation. The difference is your symbol in the end. So, let's separate both sides of the equation, or inequality in this case, and we want to get our variable by itself. So we have x plus 9, so the inverse operation would be minus 9 from both sides. So when we subtract 9 from both sides, we're left with x, and we're left with 6. And instead of an equal sign, we have x is less than 6. It's a less than symbol, so it's going to be an open circle. And all of your x values are smaller than 6. So all the x values are smaller than 6, so you're going to go to the left. Try the next one on your own, and then check your answer. Now that you've had a chance to try this one on your own, let's try it together. So we're going to separate both sides, and we want to do the inverse operation, so we're going to add 3 to both sides of the inequality. And we have d left on the left-hand side, and we have a greater than symbol, and we have negative 6 plus 3, which leaves you with negative 3. It's a greater than symbol, so it's going to be an open circle on negative 3. And all of your values of d are larger, so therefore you're going to shade where everything is larger, and in that case it's to the right. Let's try a sports application. Josh can bench press 220 pounds. He wants to bench press at least 250 pounds. Write and solve an inequality to determine how many more pounds Josh must lift to reach his goal. Check your answer. Alright, so we want an inequality. We have 220 pounds is what he can currently bench press, and he wants to be able to bench press at least 250. So at the smallest amount, he wants to be able to bench press 250. He can bench press more than that if he wants, as long as he's bench pressing at least 250. So we have 220, which is what he's currently bench pressing, plus what more does he need to reach his goal of 250. Alright, so now let's solve. Well, we want to get our variable by itself. So we're going to separate both sides of our inequality. And we're going to subtract 220 because this is a positive 220. So the inverse of positive is negative. So we have 220 and subtract 220 from both sides. And that leaves us with a p on the left-hand side and 30. So he needs to bench press at least 30 more pounds to reach his goal. And that concludes our lesson on solving inequalities by adding or subtracting.